Christine, if you can hear me, I got you. I see you. Hello, everybody. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. It is time for OIF Live. Man, we are live right now. It is so exciting. We've got so many guests in the green room right now waiting to come and talk to you. It's so great. We've got a lot of people jumping in the chat already over on YouTube. So welcome everybody to OIF Live, the OI Awareness Week Kickoff live stream. That's right. We're doing it. Now look, here is what's going to happen tonight. I want to tell you all a little bit about what we're doing here. So the OIF, let me talk a little bit about what the OIF is first. It's the Osteogenesis Imperfecta Foundation, and it's basically the leading organization committed to improving the quality of life for those affected by OI through research, education, awareness, and support, right? The OIF provides valuable resources for individuals and families and helps drive advancements in treatment and care. So, first of all, I should tell you osteogenesis imperfecta. That is what OI is, and we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to be giving you some quick hits about OI tonight. So we're going to educate you a little bit because I know we've got a lot of OIers that are watching, people in the community that are watching, and then we've also got probably some people that are just happening upon this live stream because they want to learn more about what OI is. So we're going to learn about what osteogenesis imperfecta is throughout the show. So this is the kickoff to OI Awareness Week. This week, it's happening from May 2nd through May 9th. And this is the first kind of event that the OIF is doing for the week. And so we decided to kick it off with this live stream for the week. Now, what is OI Awareness Week, you ask? Well, I've got an answer for you. OI Awareness Week is a dedicated time each year to raise awareness about osteogenesis imperfecta. It is a rare genetic condition. It's often referred to as brittle bone disease. And like I said, I'm going to be giving you some more information about that as we go through the show. Throughout the week, individuals and organizations, they come together to share stories, they educate others, and they advocate for research, support, and greater understanding of OI. So that's what this OI Awareness Week is all about. Now, I want to let you know who I am. My name is Tony Jacobson, and I am an author, I'm a speaker, I am also a fitness professional, and I am living and thriving with osteogenesis imperfecta. So I am the creator of the Unbreakable Way, and I work to help people with OI and other physical challenges to improve their health, their mindset, and quality of life. So I want to thank you all for being part of this event and helping us spread awareness, build connection, and support the OI community. So quick shout out to people that are watching on YouTube right now. We've got a lot of people jumping in the chat, letting us know where they're from. We've got folks from New Mexico. We've got folks from, now I'm going to try and pronounce this, Rehoboth Beach. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Rehoboth Beach, Maryland, I believe. Toronto, Canada's in the house. We've got Miami in the building. We've got a lot of people jumping in from Pittsburgh, all over the country. Another Toronto. Where else are we coming in from? Let's see. Jump in the chat and let me know where you're from. We got Blue Ridge, Georgia in the house. So we've got a lot of folks jumping in from all over the world, all over the country to join us on this first ever live stream here on the OIF channel. So tonight we're doing something special. It is all about awareness, right? We're raising awareness, and we're also working to raise some funds for the OIF, man. It's all about supporting the OIF. And for tonight, I'm super stoked because we're doing a giveaway. And I'm really proud of this because it is a giveaway of my books. So I've got a signed copy of each of my books, Disable Your Disability and Advice to Be Unbreakable. And I've also going to be giving away a 30-day Energy Elevator Access Pass, which is going to give you access to my workouts that I do every single week and replays of them. And then we're also giving away a 60-minute one-on-one virtual personal coaching session. So like I said before, I'm a fitness professional. I'm a certified personal trainer and an author. So we're going to be doing this giveaway. And what you need to do, though, to be in the drawing for the giveaway is you just need to donate. It can be any amount. And what I need for you to do is scan this QR code. You can also go down into the show notes and you're going to see the link there. And as you donate, your name's going to pop up here on the screen. and we're going to see it. And then your name's going to be entered into the drawing that we're going to do at the end of the show. So go right now. Go right now. Go to the link down in the show notes if you're on YouTube. And otherwise, you can scan. I'm going to put it up here again so you can see it. Scan that QR code if you want to donate on your device right now on your phone or on your tablet. That hopefully it has camera, so you can scan that QR code. All right. Otherwise, go to the link that's down in the show notes. So tonight I'm super stoked. We've got so many guests waiting in the green room to talk with you. We've got people from, we've got staff and leadership from the OIF. We've got fellow OIers from the community. We've got a couple medical professionals that are going to join us a little bit later on. And we're going to get right into it. And I'm going to bring my first guest on. And let's see, we're going to get right to it. Let's bring her on. And there she is. All right. Christine, can you hear me okay? Let's see. Hold on.
I can. I got you, Tony.
All right. All right. There you are. It's great to see you. Thank you so much for being our first guest here on the show. It's great to see you.
It is a pleasure to be the first guest
Now,
and to
Christine,
be with you tonight.
yeah, now Christine is the board president. She's the president of the board of directors of the OIF, and she's also a fellow OIer, right? And I believe, do you have kids that have OI too?
I do. I do. My son has OI as well. OI is in my family, as does my dad and my sister and my niece.
So you've got the whole
So
history.
we've got a whole gang of OIers.
That is fantastic. So, as board president, how would you describe your vision for the OIF and what you've been most focused on accomplishing as president of the board of directors?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. And my history with the board, I've been involved in the foundation for over 25 years now, and very, very intimately involved in the foundation. And the last 2 years have been back on the board of directors in the president role, as you mentioned. And so I have a deep history of the OI Foundation, a deep understanding of sort of where we've come from and where we want to go. And of course, always, my own personal experience that's sort of interwoven in all of this, knowing the population as well as I do. And really, my role as board president is about ensuring that the OIF stays focused on what really matters, which is serving the OI community in meaningful and practical ways. Truly, my vision is grounded in making sure that our programs reflect the real needs across lifespan and across diversity of experiences within our community. We know that those experiences vary widely, so it's about really understanding the kind of gambit of experiences and being able to address those through servicing our population. That's really kind of at its core. And, I see OIF, my kind of high level vision, the core of what I do every day in this role is thinking about how do we continue to be the trusted hub for the OI community. Where individuals, families, children, researchers, where we all come together with many of the same common goals, balancing things like education, connection, and progress in research and care. Those are really the three main tenets that I have a keen focus on, and the OI Foundation as well. And really meeting people where they are, understanding what impacts our community. So whether it's a new diagnosis or navigating the school years or transitioning to adult care, managing aging with OI, we're all at sort of different stages and phases. And it's really about hearing the community. We've really focused in on basing our priorities around exactly that. What are we hearing from our community? What's kind of keeping them up at night? What is making life harder for them? And really, as a foundation, honing in and focusing on how do we achieve all of those goals.
That is amazing. It's a lot. It's a lot. You're
It's
putting
a
it down.
lot.
Yeah, you are doing it now. Your term is actually coming up, right? It's coming up to the end.
Yes.
So what do you
Yes.
feel? What do you feel has been what are you most proud of that you've been able to achieve during this time as the board president?
So I think there's a lot of things that I'm proud of this organization. First of all, I may be serving in this role, but really without the OI Foundation and the staff at the OI Foundation, which is small but mighty. You've never seen a tiny little staff of people work as hard as they do. The number of folks on staff stays the same, and our priorities doubles, triples, quadruples. So without that amazing staff, we would be nothing, really. Our foundation would be able to achieve nothing. I think the things that I'm most proud of, a few things. So if you'll give me a second to kind of walk through a couple of our key things that I feel like we've accomplished, that starts again with what are we hearing from our community? I'm incredibly proud of the focus that we've had on the community feedback. We aren't just in word only saying, what do y'all want? We're saying, tell us exactly what you need. Surveys, conversations, ongoing engagement. That is an incredibly critical thing. And you see that in our national conference. You see that in bringing in the medical consultations. You see that in the education initiatives. Another key focus has been bringing in, making sure that there's a welcoming aspect to people who are first time families with OI. We all know how daunting that is. It's really, really important that there's kind of a welcoming focus, and we've done that. We really have worked very hard to do that. Strengthening care and access has been a critical key for us. Improving knowledgeable care. Programs like provider education initiatives, rare bone disease teleechos that are designed to build confidence in our clinicians so that people feel more equipped to manage the care of individuals like us with OI. And ultimately, that reduces the biggest challenges that we hear about as a community, which is accessing informed care. Another really important thing that's important to our constituents and our community, but also to myself, that's been a big focus on the fundraising that I've done in the past 10 years, is transition of care and lifespan focus.
Yeah.
So there's clearly a gap from the community in transitions, especially pediatric to adult. That has been a key focus of ours, especially with our Somewhere to Go initiative. You hear a lot about that, and some people say, what does that mean? It really means digging in and helping to create a transition plan, creating practical, usable tools that help individuals, families, and providers navigate that transition more successfully. I'm an adult living with OI, and when I transitioned from pediatric to adult, I'm still transitioning, still trying to figure out how. I still don't know where to go. So I think that is such a key focus on Somewhere to Go that has been really important. And then, of course, for me, one of the things that's so important that we've done is research and progress. And that is, supporting research with a focus on impact. Not just we hear the word research, we hear about things that are happening, but we as the population and the community want to know, how does that translate to my better quality of life or your better quality of life? That has been a really, really key focus that I'm incredibly proud of, working to strengthen the connections between the researchers and the community through the relationships with both industry partners and programs like the Brittle Bone Disorders Consortium, as well as early investigators entering the field. I
Yeah.
know for me, what keeps me up at night is we have this amazing group of physicians and researchers and practitioners who are, on the cusp of retirement. If we're not bringing in early investigators and early practitioners, which we are aggressively doing,
Yep.
then I know for our OI community, that's going to leave us in a very unsupported place. I'm just going to mention, we had the annual scientific conference last week, which is really focused on bringing basic science to treatment. That is so critical. We had 116 medical practitioners, physicians, clinicians, researchers in the room, all there to talk about their research and brainstorm, how do we get from basic science to treatment? And it's just revolutionary. Every year it gets bigger and bigger. And so that is something I'm incredibly proud of. So I would say those kind of four key areas: based on what we're hearing from the community, are really the things that I'm most proud of, that we've
Yeah.
really leaned into over the past few years.
Well, it's been an amazing time. You've done a great job. We've been seeing the progress. Community is absolutely feeling it. And I just thank you so much for coming and being part of this stream tonight and just getting us
Thank
up to
you for
speed on
having
everything. It's so
me.
great to have you here. Everyone, give it
Thank
up for
you so much,
Christine.
Tony. Go
Yeah,
OI Awareness.
thank you so much. We're going to see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Oh man, what a great interview. Thank you so much, Christine, for being here. Now check this out. I told you I was gonna throw out some facts about OI, so I'm gonna just drop a quick hit on you right now. Basically, an OI quick hit is just some education for y'all who may be watching that don't know about OI. So, really quickly, osteogenesis imperfecta is characterized by bones that break with no apparent cause or stress. That's right, they're very fragile. Bones can break when performing simple tasks like changing a diaper or simply sneezing. It's insane. Individuals may experience a few to hundreds of bone fractures throughout their life. So it's really important. This is a great first fact that I kind of throw out there to you, so you kind of understand what OI is. And we're gonna be doing more of those as we go through the show. Quick shout out to Ed V, who has donated so far. If you want to get into the giveaway, make sure you donate. Go to that QR code. Also, I know that Michelle is dropping the link in the YouTube chat. So if I know you're watching on YouTube. Go to the chat right now and you can get to that link so you can go and donate and be part of that giveaway. All right, we're going to get on to our next guest now. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I wasn't sure if she was going to be here tonight, but I'm so glad that she is. It's the one and only Tracy Hart. She is the CEO of the OIF, and she is here with us right now. Hi, Tracy. How are you?
Hi, Tony. I'm great. How are you?
So good. Let me make sure your name pops up there. All right. It's so great to have you here.
And I apologize. My computer decided not to find my camera, so I'm on my phone. So I'm really sorry. I hope it's going
Hey,
okay.
you look amazing. It's a great shot.
Oh,
Everybody is commenting
thanks.
already in the chat on YouTube about how awesome you look. So we are good to go.
Oh, thanks.
So thank you so much for being here. I'm going to get right
Of
into it,
course.
and I want to ask you, from your perspective as CEO, and you've been CEO for a while now. How do you
Yeah.
see the OIF continuing to grow and support the OI community?
So Christine just did a wonderful job just talking about all of our programs and priorities. So I don't need to say a lot about that. She did an awesome job. And you're right. I've been here 19 years. I've been CEO, and I'm so so proud and feel very honored to be, the staff leader of this organization. I think what's really important is that, we need to stay relevant. We need to keep changing with things that change around us, and just all of everything that comes, at us as an organization. But at the same time, we need to stay true to our core mission. And I think that's really super important. And our founders did a great job 50 some odd years ago, um, you know saying that we're going to focus on research, education, awareness, advocacy. I mean, they got it 56 years ago now. So that's how I see it.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Now, what are some of the biggest priorities right now and or opportunities ahead for the organization? As CEO, you're running the show day to day. What are some of those big priorities that you've got going on for the OIF?
Yeah, Christine talked about a lot of those. So if people were on listening to her, I don't want to repeat a lot of what she said because those are our priorities. One thing she didn't mention was clinical trials. We have the opportunity to have maybe some therapies in the pipeline, and we need to be ready as a community to participate in clinical trials or be ready to see what that next therapy might be as a community and say, yeah, we're behind this, or it's always a choice, always a choice. That, Tony. Whatever we do as individuals is a choice, but we want to make sure the information is out there. So that's a priority. The other priority is, you know our board of directors. You're one of our key board members. We want to make sure that the voice of the community is heard through these leadership positions, and that's really important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I forgot to mention that I'm a board member at the beginning of
Yeah.
the broadcast, but yes, I'm
Mhm.
on the board also,
Yeah.
everyone. I think you're right. The clinical trials, and I was kind of adverse to it, as I've been growing up and whatnot. But I've realized just over the
Mhm.
last like 10 years how important it is for us to make sure our voice is heard. Like I always encourage anybody in the community, make sure you get into, if you can get into the clinical trials, if you can do any of the surveys, any of the research where you can go and be a part of it as a community member, as someone with OI, like please go and
Yep.
do it, because it's so important that our actual voices be heard, and our opinions and our perspectives, so that the people doing the research, they know what's really going on from the people that are living with it every day.
Absolutely. The other priority too, Tony, is we never want people to feel alone. So we want to keep this connected community. And with all the tools we have today with social media and all these other tools, we want to make sure that they're the right tools too, that people are connecting in the way that they need to. So that's very important to me as a person too, that that our community is being what it needs to be for each other.
Absolutely. That's part of what we're doing tonight, right? We're bringing people
That's
together.
right.
Everyone's gathering on YouTube.
That's
We've
right.
got like 30 people watching live right now, which is super awesome. Everyone's
Awesome.
getting
Yeah.
getting going in the chat, and just being part of the community,
Great.
chatting with each other. It's all about connecting
Yep.
with each other too. So I love it. Now
Yep.
tell me, what is or why is OI Awareness Week so important for the OI community?
Well, we started doing OI Awareness Week a few 10 years ago, maybe, or 12 years ago, as a way, Wishbone Day is right in the middle of OI Awareness Week, May 6th. And to celebrate Wishbone Day, we thought we needed more days. So it's really important that, around Wishbone Day, everyone with their awesome networks are putting out information like you're doing tonight, talking about the facts, the vetted facts that we need to put out there. People understand that they can push out through their own networks, and while they do that, they're just reaching people that we couldn't do on our own here at the OIF. We need each other, we need the community, so that's why it's so important.
Awesome. Well, Tracy, I thank you so much for being here tonight with us. It's
Yeah,
so
my
cool to
pleasure.
have you as
Thank you,
part of
Tony.
this.
Yeah.
And we look forward to everything that the OIF is going to be bringing. And, if anybody has any questions, you can just reach out to Tracy directly. No, I'm just kidding.
You got it.
She's getting
You can.
bombarded.
That's
She's getting
good.
bombarded by calls and emails. Please, they are there for us. Just so you know, the OIF is here for the community. You can always reach out to them, and everybody is so open to talking with us. So thank you again, Tracy, for being here with us.
Thank you, Tony. Okay, see everybody.
Have a good night. Oh man, how cool! How cool to have the CEO of the OIF here with us. Man, it's just amazing. We've already got some great guests appearing with us, and then we've got a lot of guests coming into the green room. So, I'm going to hit you with another fact real quick, another OI quick hit. Now, this one, you got to understand, OI is a rare disorder. Probably some people watching this that are like, what is OI? What is this all about? Well, you probably haven't heard of it, because a condition is considered rare if the number of affected people is fewer than 200,000 in the US. So the exact number of people with OI in the US is really unknown, because sometimes it can go undiagnosed. But the estimate is approximately 20,000 to 50,000 individuals. So you can see it's very rare. It's a very rare disorder, but that's why we do things like this. At the OI Awareness Week, we have community, and it's so great to be able to share this information with everybody. So if you're watching live, welcome everybody jumping into the chat. I'm just looking up here because I have another monitor where I'm seeing people chat it up. What's up, Trudy? I see Trudy's in the building. I know Trudy personally. Thank you for being here, Trudy. So remember, if you want to get into the giveaway, I'm giving away signed copies of my book, access to the Energy Elevator Access Pass, so you can come work out with me. It's movement for every body. And you also get a 60-minute one-on-one virtual personal coaching session, so we can actually get some personalized help for you. And all you have to do is donate. We got Ed V so far has donated. Go to that QR code. You can also go to the chat, and you're going to see the link in the chat. Michelle's dropping that in there for everybody that's watching live. And or you can go down to the show notes, because you can see it in the show description on YouTube as well. All right, we're going to get to our next guest right now. And this is going to be Kenna Coleman. She is the manager of health education for the OIF. So I'm going to bring in Kenna right now. Hey, there she is. What's up, Kenna? How
Hi,
are you?
Tony. I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so good. It's so great to have you here. Everybody give it up for Kenna. Yes, that's
Thank
right.
you.
So Kenna, I really want, the manager, you are the manager of health education. I want you to go over some programs and resources. So can you give us just an overview of a couple of the key programs and resources that the OIF provides? National conference, toolkits, support initiatives. Briefly kind of go through a couple of those key programs for us.
Yeah, of course. So I think one of the programs that people are probably already hearing about and are going to continue to hear about in the upcoming months is going to be the OIF National Conference. And that is taking place this summer from July 24th to 26th in Orlando, Florida. And this conference is held every other year. And it's one of the largest events for individuals and families living with OI. And it brings together more than 600 members of the community. And over the 3 days of the event, attendees can participate in medical sessions led by world experts in OI, while also building meaningful connections with others who share similar experiences through the social activities that we offer. And for many people, it's a unique opportunity to learn and connect and feel supported by one another. And registration for that is available already on our website, and you can also learn more information. I do also want to mention for people that are wanting to see more what the program is about, we are going to be doing a virtual deep dive into that program on Tuesday, May 12th. So I really encourage people to register for that. And then in addition to the national conference, we also host smaller regional conferences throughout the year. So these are essentially mini versions of the national conference, and they're designed to really educate and connect people at more of a local level, because we want people to have that local support, their community in their local area, as well as the providers. And we typically host 3 to 4 each year. And our next one's going to be in Chicago on October 17th. So definitely keep an eye for more information on that. And year round, we also provide support to the community through the OIF support program. So this is going to include educational community calls, which are led by professionals or community members, as well as quarterly affinity mutual support meetings. And those are held on Zoom. And they have breakout rooms for specific groups. So women with OI, men with OI, parents of children with OI. And our next meeting is actually going to be happening this Wednesday to kind of bring the community together for Wishbone Day. So I really encourage everyone to sign up to join us that day. We'd love to all have you there. We also maintain a state-based contact list of volunteers for those who want to connect with someone in their actual state. And then obviously the OI awareness events are also a part of this event, since it's really to bring the community together. And then I also want to mention on our resource side, the OIF offers a comprehensive informational library. So this contains toolkits, fact sheets, and videos that are all medically verified. And I want to specifically highlight our toolkit series, which supports individuals across the lifespan, because we realize the issues are different depending where you are in that lifespan. And so our toolkits, we have one geared towards navigating a new diagnosis. So for infants and young children, we have a supporting school-aged children with OI, and we also have an addressing adult health needs. And these toolkits are really designed to help individuals, families, and providers better understand and manage OI.
This is fantastic. This is so much. There's so many great resources. I mean,
There
you just
are.
ran down the whole list. I can testify right now that the national conference is going to be, for all the youngins out there, lit. Okay, it's going to be lit this year. I want to
Yeah.
make sure that everybody though understands that the national conference at the national conference, there is something for everyone. And so,
Yes.
for any type of OI, any severity of OI, whether you're a parent, whether you're someone that's just new to the community, if you're aging with OI and you've been around for a long time, guess what? At the national conference, there's going to be something for everyone. So definitely, we want you to come and join us there at the national conference. Now, Kenna, really
Yes.
quickly, if someone's new to the community, what is the
Mhm.
one resource that you would say is the best resource for them to connect with?
So I would say there's two.
Okay.
So I would say first that if you're looking to connect, I'd first encourage people to start by signing up for emails from the OIF, which you can do so on the website. Once you're signed up for this, you'll receive our monthly e-newsletter, research updates, and announcements about upcoming events and ways to get involved. So this is really one of the easiest ways to stay connected year-round with the OIF and with the OI community. Now, I'd also say that while the OIF is so fortunate to be able to offer so many programs and resources, I also understand that can feel overwhelming for, say, a new parent who doesn't even know where to start looking. So I'd also encourage people that they can reach out directly to us at bonelink@oif.org, and those emails go to me. And if they share a little bit about their situation, I'm happy to guide people towards the resources and opportunities that'll be most helpful for them and their families. Because I do know, because there are so many resources that we have available, that can be overwhelming if you're new to this community.
Yeah. Well, that's great because you are right. It could be someone that's new to the community or someone that has had OI for a while. I was kind of that way where I had OI. I didn't really talk about it too much. I didn't deal with it too much. But then as I got older, I realized, oh, wait, there's
Yes.
things I'm going to need. I want to get connected to the community. So that's when it was like time to talk to the OIF. So wherever you're
Yes.
at in your OI journey, right, reach out to the OIF.
Exactly.
And you go to the website, it's oif.org. You can get to the email list. You can get to bonelink@oif.org. That's the email. So definitely go to the website. Thank you so much, Kenna. This has been great. You've been giving us great updates on the resources and the programs here. So I appreciate you being here tonight with us. And thank you so much for being part of the broadcast.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody give it up for Kenna. Come on. Send her an email, bonelink@oif.org. She is waiting. She's just waiting at her computer right now for you to send her an email.
Thank you.
All right, Kenna, have a good night. Oh, how cool, how cool. Thank you so much to all of our guests so far. It's time for another quick hit. Let's go. Quick hit about OI. You ready? Osteogenesis imperfecta is a lifelong disorder. That's right. Although many people with OI have fewer fractures after puberty when growth stops, the genetic difference remains. So people living with OI not only break bones, but they often experience other health issues like cardiovascular problems, pulmonary complications, hearing loss, brittle teeth, spine issues, and bone deformities. So you can see it's not just broken bones. It's not just broken bones. There's a lot of different things that OIers go through. So that's really important to understand. So that's our quick hit. Now, really quickly, we're going to check in on people giving donations. We got Diane A. gave us a donation. We've got Michelle Finan gave a donation. Rachel Roth gave a donation. So these folks are getting entered into the giveaway, which is great. They're not only donating, but they're getting entered into the giveaway that we're doing of the Unbreakable Empowerment Package, my books and coaching. It's just going to be an amazing package for these folks to win. So we're going to head right along into our next guest. And let's see who we've got coming up. Oh, I hope y'all are ready for this. We're bringing up, he's a brand new board member. All right. His name is Scott Walls. And we're going to bring him onto the stage right now. Let's go, Scott. How are you, my friend?
Hey, Tony. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great. Thank you so much for being here. So,
No
Scott,
problem.
you are new to the board of directors. You are a parent of an OIer, right?
Yep.
So I'm so happy to have you here. And I just want to jump right into it. So tell me briefly, what led you to get involved with the OIF as a board member? And what has your experience been like thus far?
Yeah, so about 5 years ago now, my sister and I decided to start a golf outing locally here in Lancaster and Lebanon, Pennsylvania, to help raise money for the foundation, to support people like my son, who was born in 2020 with OI. At the time, my wife and I had no idea what we were getting into, and now here we are. And so, about 3 years after the outing, Tracy came to the outing, and I got talking to Tracy. Next thing I knew, she's sending me an application, and lo and behold, here I am, almost 1 year into being a board member now.
That's so great. That's so great. Now tell us your son's name.
Grayson,
Grayson. And what type of OI does he have?
type 3.
Type 3. Awesome. Well, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being part of the board. It's really important that we, get all perspectives, as not only just in the community itself, but on the board of directors, because we need all the different perspectives. People that are just parents, people that have OI, people. We have doctors that are involved in the community as part of the board. So it's really awesome. And I want to learn a little bit more about this golf event. So can you tell us about your golf event? We do some golf events for fundraisers, but I heard yours is really special and awesome. So, can you tell us about your golf event and how initiatives like that help to support the mission of the OIF?
Yeah, so it's at the end of September, and really, my sister is the marketer behind it, helps coordinate everything. I just help get sponsors, and between my family and our friends, we have so many volunteers, so much support, so many donations. Last year, we raised around $47,000 for the foundation. This year the goal is to break that 50 mark. But
Yes.
really, as you heard previously, it's about raising money for more research, for more outlets for individuals, like whether you have OI or a parent of OI or a friend that has OI. Like I said, my wife and I had no idea what we were getting into, 6 years ago. And between Nemours down in Wilmington, Delaware, locally we have a few individuals and family members that with OI, so it helped us kind of guide.
Mm-hmm.
And really, all the money we're raising is to help individuals, families, give a resource, help research, and help kids, help adults. Transition of care came up. That's not going to be possible. None of this would be possible without all the donations we get, whether it's my golf outing, this event here, throughout that week of OI Awareness Week. I mean, it's really important.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. I've wanted to take up golf. I haven't gotten out there yet, but maybe your event is going to be my first where I come out and swing the clubs.
Hey, I am no great golfer, but I enjoy the time and just seeing, we have, I want to say, two board members that played last year, a few older board members that played. And then we also just have donations from people, whether they know somebody with OI, whether they're friends with Candace or I, just wanting to help.
Yeah.
And it really, really helps. So, hey, come on out and we will
Yeah.
support whatever individual golfers need.
All right, very cool. So it doesn't matter the number that I shoot. It's all good as long
Nah.
as I get out there. Well, thank you so much for holding the event and for raising funds for the OIF. It is important. Reminder to everybody watching: go and donate right now. You can do so. The link is in the chat. Now, Scott, before you go, tell me, why is OI Awareness Week so important for the OI community?
Just to spread the word. It's been so great over the last 6 years to see the community grow. And some of that's just our involvement in it, but some of it's just people willing to help or people wanting to know more. I can't tell you how many times coworkers, friends that I've known forever just ask me questions. Hey, what is OI? How can I help? And they had no really interaction before, but now it's just about spreading the awareness, spreading, hey, it is a severe rare disease and it takes a village to
That's
help
right.
support the individual or the family. And without my family, without our friends, we wouldn't, it wouldn't have been as easy. And
That's
not to
right.
say it is easy, but
That's right. But with community, it can be easier. And with the support of organizations
exactly,
like the OIF, it is easier. So it is all about spreading the word. That's why we got our shirts on, right? We got our shirts on.
exactly.
And these are great because, people will see us out wearing our shirts and they say, hey, what's that? Right. And oh, what does that mean? And then we can get into a little conversation with them about that. So, man, I really appreciate you being here, Scott. It's been so great to have you as a guest. Um,
Thank you so much.
yeah, it's been, and I can't wait to meet you in person at the conference. You're going to be there, right?
Yep,
All right,
the
we're
whole
going to see you
family
at
will
the.
be there.
Awesome! I can't wait to meet you and Grayson and the rest of the family. Have a great night. Thank you for being here.
You too, Tony. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh man, everybody, give it up for Scott one time. Come on. Thank you, thank you. Big shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now on YouTube. If you have OI, if you actually live with OI and you're watching on YouTube, I want you to throw a 1 in the chat right now. Type 1 right now. I want to see all the ones light up in the chat right now on YouTube. If you don't have OI and you are a parent of an OIer or just know somebody with OI, I want you to throw a number 2 up in the chat. And I want to see how many people we got that are just part of the community. If you have no idea what OI is and you just dropped in because you saw my pretty face and you're like, who's this awesome dude hosting this live stream? Put a 3 in the chat and let me see who you are. I appreciate y'all. We had another donation come in. Let's see. That was Mary J. Mary J. Oh man, I'm going to butcher your last name. Jankowski. Thank you so much, Mary. I know Mary personally. Thank you so much, Mary, for donating. She's now being entered into the giveaway as well. We appreciate your donation. All right, it's time for another quick hit. Let's see, which number are we on? We're on number 4, which is this one right here. So OI exhibits a wide variation in appearance and severity. So every individual is unique. So you got to know that. People with the same type of OI may have different fracture numbers, different bone deformities, and different mobility. So just within the OI community, we're all different. Like I have type 1, and someone that has type 1 also that's like me, they may have different fractures. I've fractured about like 75 times. I know people that only fractured twice. I know people that actually that have fractured a couple hundred times that have type 1. So the severity differs through all of the different types of OI. So that's another quick hit for you. We're going to get right to our next guest. And I'm so excited because now we're bringing in a medical professional who has been involved with the OI community for a while now. And it is, let me bring her up. Hold on. Let me make sure her name comes up. Dr. Jean Franzone. Everybody give it up for Dr. Franzone. It's so good to see you. How are you?
How are you? What a great group you've gathered. What a way to kick off OI week.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? It's so much fun. I love your sheet. I love your shirt you're wearing. Unbreakable Spirit.
Unbreakable
That's
Spirit.
Right. That's what we've got. Thank you so much for being here. Now, I'm going to dive right into it with you. You're the first doctor that we've had, a first medical professional that we've had on the show tonight. So you're a member of the MAC, which is the Medical Advisory Council. So can you briefly explain to the viewers and to me, what is the Medical Advisory Council and what role does it play within the OIF?
Yeah, it's a great question, Tony. It's really wonderful and an absolute highlight of my career to be part of the Medical Advisory Council for the OIF. It's a group of multidisciplinary members of the OI care community who are really passionate about day-to-day OI care and advancing care for our OI patients and family members. And it's our honor to serve the OIF board, the OIF staff members, and the community. We help oversee the OIF publications. We help interpret some of the new scientific data coming through. We help answer queries from the community regarding, clinical questions. And we participate in the OI Foundation scientific meeting every year, with which our board president and Tracy Hart already mentioned. And the scientific meeting, which we just had at the end of April is a really visionary meeting. That this was the 25th anniversary, a chance for OI basic scientists and clinicians to gather and share our clinical issues and challenges and learn the most up-to-date basic science research. And it really helps advance all of our research and therefore clinical care. And then we also participate in the OIF National Conference and the regional meetings. And like I said, it's really an absolute honor and real highlight of my career to be part of the OIF and the MAC.
That is so awesome. Thank you for the explanation, because a lot of people may not understand how important the Medical Advisory Council is to the OIF, because we need your expertise as a physician to, kind of bring it. And since it is such a rare disorder, as a physician, I'm sure there wasn't a lot taught to you in medical school about it. So, going through having the scientific meeting is so important, because like you were saying, everyone that's dealing in the OI community and working with OIers can share the information that you're learning along the way too. So that's just so awesome. I really appreciate you, as a physician, being interested in our condition. I mean, that's the whole thing. We want, as OIers, we want more doctors to be interested in what we've got going on, and the specificity of what we've got going on as OIers too. So we really appreciate you. Now, there is a really cool fundraiser that you were a part of. It was called Medics on the March. And this, just last year, it was held in Scotland, which was so cool. I remember following the journey on social media with you, and we all donated to different teams. Can you kind of share what that was exactly, and what your experience was like? And really, why does that sort of thing matter, that sort of fundraiser and event?
Yeah, that's a great question. It was, so this was the second time the OI Foundation has sponsored one of these Medics on the March. And the first one we did before COVID was in the United States. And then the one in July it would have been July of 2025, this past summer, was over in Scotland, as you mentioned. And it was a real honor to represent the OIF along with some of my great colleagues also on the MAC. And as you mentioned, it was not only a fundraiser, but a way to raise awareness about OI, about the challenges, about the research that's going on. And we did a 57-mile walk along the coast of Scotland.
Wow.
Honoring the 57th, honoring the 57th year of the British Brittle Bone Society. And so not only were we, representing the OIF and really helping to raise funds to support research and awareness, but we were building our international collaborations and learnings. We participated in the Brittle Bone Society's family conference, as well as their version of the scientific meeting. And we learned from their research and clinical experiences, and we were able to share ours. And I think that type of collaboration and close-knit community in the OI world is really helpful for advancing care, not just in the US, but really around the world.
Absolutely. That's so much fun. It sounds pretty grueling. It sounds like a pretty grueling trek.
We had some hills and rocks, but it was all for a great cause. And we were surrounded by our OIF staff members and our friends and colleagues. And what more can you ask for? A good cause and great people.
That's so awesome. That's so great. Now, before you go, can you just tell us, why is OI Awareness Week so important for the OI community?
Yeah, I think as as you're doing with this event, and we do with the whole week, it's a great way to raise awareness of a rare condition. And by raising awareness, we can attract talented professionals and colleagues and friends into our OI community. And we build, our group of OI care professionals. And, it can really help us raise funds that will help support our research and help support all these great initiatives of the OI Foundation we've heard about so far, and we'll keep hearing about during this great event that you've organized. The awareness is just so powerful.
Yeah, and it's great. I love that you're involved because, the community, of course, we do our best to get the word out there, but we need medical professionals such as yourself who are also, down for the cause. You'll wear the shirt, you'll tell people about it, you'll come and be a part of this event, and we love you and appreciate you for that. Because again, we need to make that connection stronger. We need more medical professionals to get in the know as well about OI.
Yeah, it's a great cause. This is an awesome event, Tony. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for being here. It's great. It's great to see you. I will see you at the national conference, I'm sure. So
Terrific.
we will connect there. But thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Thank you.
All right, have a great night. Everybody, give it up for Dr. Franzone. Now, some of you may actually go see Dr. Franzone. If you're watching right now live, or if you're watching the replay, some people are going to be watching the replay, jump in the chat or go down into the comments and let me know if you actually are a patient of Dr. Franzone. I'd be very curious to know. I've not seen her clinically yet, but you never know. I may have to go see her. Thank you so much. So we're going to jump into another quick hit real quick. Let's see which one we're on now. We're on number 5. So let's go down here and we're going to quick hit number 5. So this is information and quick hit facts about OI. So originally, osteogenesis imperfecta was only classified in 2 types, tarda and congenita. Those were the names for them, and I remember this. I'm old enough to know I was tarda when I was first diagnosed, but by 1979, 4 types had been identified. Type 1, Type 2, Type 3, and Type 4. Now, as you can see, Type 1, mild, Type 2, they considered lethal, Type 3, progressive severe, and Type 4 was moderate. So it doesn't just go in the order of types as far as the severity. But now, currently, there are approximately 18 identified types, and more, the lines between the types are being blurred. I mean, there are so many types. There are so many types of OIers. It's so funny because I have Type 1, and I've met so many people. They're like, oh, I have Type 12. I have Type 8. I have Type 5. I've met so many Type 5ers recently. It's so crazy. But I love every single one of them. And that's another quick hit fact about OI. Now, we've got some other donations that came in. We've got Sam B has donated. Melita has donated. Christine has donated. I believe Michelle Finan has donated. I believe we shouted her out before. We've got a great tally going on right now. So if you haven't donated yet, make sure you click the link in the chat, go to the show notes, click the link, or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now, and you can donate on your phone. If you donate, it's not only going to a great cause, the OIF, but you're going to get into the drawing for the Unbreakable Empowerment Package. I'm giving away signed copies of my books. You're going to get access to my workouts. We're going to sit one-on-one, and I'm going to help you get healthier with some personalized guidance. So make sure you donate. I'm so excited for that. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to get right to our next guest, and I'm so excited. I know our next guest personally. Her name is Patsy Patton. That's right, Patsy Patton. Say that 5 times fast. I'm going to bring her in right now. Let's see. And here she is. What's up, Patsy? How are you?
I'm all right.
It's so good to see you. Now, Patsy, you are a member of the OI community, and I'm so happy that you can be here because, like we said, we've got staff from the OIF, we've got medical professionals, and we have community members joining us, which is so awesome. Thank you for taking the time to be here. And, I'm just going to ask a couple simple questions of you. So what does OI Awareness Week mean to you, and why do you think it's so important for the community?
Well, this week means a lot to me because it gets the word out about this disease because nobody knows about it, even doctors. And the more people know about it, the better it is for us as patients. And up until I was 24, I had never seen another person with OI. And the only way I knew about anybody else with OI was through a long ago talk show called Sally Jesse Raphael. And she had someone on there with OI. And they mentioned the foundation. So I wrote the foundation. This was way back before the days of the internet and all that. And so they sent all their information, and they told me about a support group here in the Dallas area. And so that's when I finally met other people with OI. And, I was just floored because up until then I thought, well, my family is the only family that has this. We were just cursed for some reason. And so I think it's great that, our little disease gets to have a week too, just like a lot of other diseases or conditions. So I think it's important that we get our name out there, and, we get to shout it proud and explain it, because a lot of people, even, a lot of my friends and some of my family, I don't think they really understand what it is. Even seeing me all my life, living with me, I still think that they don't quite get it. And so I think the more awareness we can get out there about what it is and what it's not is a good thing.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And it's so important, like you're saying, because like you said, it was when you were older when you finally met other people with OI. So we can see how rare it is, and sharing this information. And I agree with you that even the family sometimes doesn't get the specifics of what it is. They just think, oh, they just break bones easily. But there's a lot more to it. So when we can really have some time to explain it, it's good. And I agree that that's what the Awareness Week is all about. Now, what has the OIF or even just the OI community meant for you in your life?
Well, it's given me a family where I feel like I belong, because I'm the only one in my family that has it right now. My grandfather had it and my uncle had it, but my uncle passed away before I was even born, and my grandfather passed away when I was a year old. So I never got to live with another person in my family that had OI. So, I always felt kind of different in my own family, kind of set apart. And so I finally had a big family that was just like me and understood what it was to be just like me. And so that's what the OI community has given to me. And I've made several friends from back in the first early days. They're still my friends today. And so I don't know what I would have done in my adulthood if I hadn't met them. Get to see them every few years.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. When I finally got connected to the community in my early 40s, I think is when I really started getting connected and went to my first regional conference out in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. It felt like I was at home, right? It felt like, finally, there's people that understand me with a shorthand. We can talk about stuff and we can say things that only fellow OIers can understand.
Right. You can see in their face, they get it. When, if I said the same thing to my sister or one of my cousins, they might say, oh, yeah. But I know that they really don't get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I totally get it. They kind of get glassy-eyed and they're like, sure. Yeah. But I think it's great that, that's why we do OI Awareness Week. That's why it's a whole week. That's why we have Wishbone Day, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later on. But this is why we're doing what we're doing. That's why we're doing this event right now, is to just kind of get out here, spread the word about it, let people know what OI is, get some really good perspectives, different perspectives from the community. And I appreciate you being here, Patsy. It's so great to see you.
No, you too. Anything I can do to help spread the word about this, I'm happy to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody give Patsy a clap. Thank you so much for being here, Patsy. And I hope to see you soon. Have a great night.
No, you too. Thanks.
Oh man, she's so cool. I know Patsy. We meet every month in a group, and it's so great that she was here to be able to share with us. Okay, we're gonna get to another quick hit, and we're going to quick hit number 6. Now, although there is no cure for osteogenesis imperfecta yet, and I stress yet because there's research being done, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Treatment exists to reduce pain and improve quality of life. That's what the OIF is doing. That's what all the medical professionals are doing. Everybody that's involved with the community, this is what it's about. So there's different plans. Plans include multidisciplinary approaches that include physical therapy, occupational therapy, surgery, nutrition guidance, and even complete exercise programs. That's right. That's something that I provide for the community. Since I have OI, it was important for me as a certified personal trainer to give back to the community and teach you what I've learned. So it's so cool to be able to know that there are a lot of different ways that OIers are helped. Even though there's no cure for OI yet, we can still thrive with OI. So let's see how the donation's going. If you haven't donated yet, check it out. Johnny donated. Thank you so much, Johnny. We've got a lot of donations coming in, and these folks are getting into the giveaway. We're going to be doing a giveaway at the end of the show. So I'm so excited about that. And we're going to jump right to our next guest. Let's see who we've got on the docket next. All right, we're going to bring in Melissa. Let's see, Melissa, where is she at? Where is she at? There she is. Hey, Melissa, how are you? Oh, I can't hear you. Are you still muted by chance? Hold on.
Yeah, I sure was.
All right, Melissa Bernardi, thank you so much for being here. Now, Melissa is the Chief Development Officer. That's right, the Chief Development Officer over at the OIF. And, I want you to talk a little bit about fundraising and some of the membership stuff. So we're going to jump right into it. And I would want you to share with us, tell me some ways that people can get involved through fundraising events, or maybe even hosting their own event, as Scott Walls talked about earlier.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tony, so much for doing this event. This is fantastic tonight. What a great kickoff to Awareness Week. We really appreciate it. I think, one really important thing to know, because we are a small organization for a rare disorder, we rely really heavily on individual donations. In fact, 70% of our annual operating budget is generated from individual donations, whether that's response to our direct mail campaigns or through fundraising events. And so we were so grateful to the, dozen or so people, maybe 15 or so people who chair fundraising events in their local community. We have some dinner galas in DC, in Houston, in Boston. Shout out to Christine, who chairs the Boston event, and in Naples and also in Sanibel, Florida. And then we also have a bunch of golf tournaments. Thank you, Scott. We just wouldn't be able to do what we do without that fundraising. But it doesn't have to be that fancy. We have individuals who host yard sales in their community, who host bake sales, and we also have upcoming this summer with the national conference, we have our National Unbreakable Spirit Walk and Wheel, and anyone can participate in that. They can create themselves a team and an individual page that they can personalize, tell their own OI story, share that on social media, and you don't even have to be at the national conference to participate. You can participate in your local communities, walk or wheel around your neighborhood. And it's just a fantastic way to kind of come together as a community and also help raise awareness and very vital funds.
That's so awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for the walk and wheel. Not last summer. Was it last summer? No, the summer before. National conference 2 years ago. It seems like just last year. I was DJing for the walk and wheel, and it was so much fun because we just seeing all the teams come out, everybody participating, everybody gets so excited, and it turns into a little competition when people are out there to see who's gonna gather the most people on their team and raise the most money. So that's really cool to be able to put that together. It's a really a fun thing. Absolutely. And I love that you mentioned that it doesn't need to be anything extravagant. Like, it doesn't need to be a huge fundraising event. Like, those are great, and we've got those lined up. And more of those are good too, but we can also just do small fundraisers, just anywhere that we can, just start to gather people together and spread awareness, and then get some funds together for the OIF. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Absolutely. The OI Foundation was built on a grassroots kind of situation with, a handful of parents who came together to learn more about OI. So we continue that to this day. Yeah,
it's great. Now, one thing I want you to talk about is becoming a member of the OIF. So a lot of people don't understand, like, oh, you can actually become a member. You don't have to have OI specifically just to be a person that is involved with the OIF. So can you explain briefly, like, what does being a member of the OIF mean and how can someone do it?
Sure. We are a member organization. So that does mean that we have a membership and we have a board, which Tony serves on, but that board is voted for by our membership. So we think it's so important to hear the OI community voice in everything that we do. And the representatives who serve on the board of directors are voted for by our membership. So if you want to be involved, I think that's the easiest way to be involved with the OI Foundation membership. We have ranges of membership levels that you can participate in, and you can just make a difference. You can help get your voice heard.
Absolutely. Well, that's so good because a lot of people may not know. So I'm so glad we're getting this information out so people can understand how to become a member of the OIF. Now, before you go, just tell us, from your perspective, why is OI Awareness Week so important for the OI community?
Absolutely. And a lot of my fellow speakers have mentioned this already, but, being a rare disorder, awareness is so important. It's so vital to everything we do. I'm constantly finding people who might have heard a little bit about OI or have seen it in some kind of TV show or in a book, but they really don't know the details and they don't know the specifics of how it affects people. And I love being able to tell people about OI, and it's just such a necessary for our community.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people see the movie Unbreakable or they're watching Grey's Anatomy, right? And they see OI mentioned. And there's a lot of new shows coming out where they talk about it. And look, I'm a huge supporter of that. Even though they may get things wrong, at least the name is out there because it gets people talking about it. It gets people asking about it. So I'm totally for anybody wanting to talk about it on a big stage. So I definitely think I agree with you on that.
Absolutely. And I love seeing everyone tonight who's repping their different shirts, their different OI Foundation and Amore shirts. I have my Team Unbreakable Spirit shirt on.
Yes.
And this was actually from the Medics on the March event that Dr. Franzone participated in. And it was amazing just walking through the streets of Scotland and starting conversations with people about what is Unbreakable Spirit. And it was great to have that experience.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here with us, Melissa. I mean, it's been great to have you here to explain about the fundraising, about being a member, and what OI Awareness Week means to you. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight's event. We appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We're going to see you soon. We're going to see you at conference.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Oh, man. Let's give it up one more time for Christine. Come on. Clap it up. Clap it up. Man, it is so great to have so many great guests. We're coming up on, let's see. I'm going to give you, gosh, this might be the final quick hit. The final quick hit, y'all. Let's do it. This one is all about Wishbone Day. Now, Wishbone Day is it's an important day. It happens on May 6th every single year. And that's why OI Awareness Week is kind of centered around Wishbone Day. But what Wishbone Day is, it's a global day of awareness for osteogenesis imperfecta. And when I say global, I'm not kidding. Like everyone around the world starts to throw on their yellow gear. They wear yellow shirts. They share their stories. They help raise awareness. They support the OI community. And they really shine a light on life with brittle bone disease. So Wishbone Day is coming up. Let's see, we're on Monday, May the 4th right now. Oh, by the way, May the 4th be with you for everyone who celebrates Star Wars Day. I do. And let's see, 2 days until Wishbone Day. So make sure you put on your yellow, whatever it may be. It may be a t-shirt, maybe a hat, maybe a button, a pin, a pair of socks. I don't care what it is. Just put some on that's yellow because it's bright and it makes people say, hey, why are you wearing yellow today? And then guess what? You can jump into a conversation with them and talk about osteogenesis imperfecta. So we appreciate everybody that partakes in Wishbone Day. All right, we're going to move on right now. We've got another awesome medical professional with us. It's Dr. Reed Sutton. So I'm going to bring him in right now. Let's see. Dr. Sutton joining us. There he is. Hi, Dr. Sutton. How are you?
Hey, Tony, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing so good. Thank you so much for being here. Now, Dr. Sutton, he is not only a doctor, but he is a board member with the OIF. He is also on the MAC, the Medical Advisory Council, and he's very involved with the BBDC. Okay, so I'm going to start right there, Dr. Sutton. I'm going to ask you to help briefly explain what the BBDC is and what is its role in advancing OI research?
Yeah, Tony, thank you so much. And thank you for hosting this event tonight. It's amazing. I've been on for a little while and have enjoyed hearing everybody. So, the Brittle Bone Disease Consortium is part of the National Institutes of Health funding for rare diseases. So, again, I think from what Patty and Melissa and others have been talking about, this sort of awareness is incredibly important because it's heard by our legislators, and what's important to the population and to community with OI. So about 20 years ago, Congress funded rare disease research for the National Institutes of Health, and they enacted this as part of the Rare Diseases Clinical Research Network. So the Brittle Bone Diseases Consortium is one of about 20 rare diseases, and this spans a great variety. It's everything from things like adults with neurologic conditions to pediatric epilepsy and gastrointestinal diseases. But OI is the only bone disease that's funded as part of this rare bone disease consortium. So it's really very important.
That is so cool. That's great to know that OI is like the only rare bone disorder in that grouping.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that we all know that OI is so rare. So just to be able to be in that grouping is really important. And thank you for being at the forefront of that and helping with that. Now, can you tell me what are some of the most exciting developments that are kind of happening right now in OI clinical research?
Yeah, Tony, thank you for that question. So the Brittle Bone Disease Consortium has a lot of very exciting things going on right now. So we are in our final cycle of funding. So we get 5 years worth of funding, and we have a maximum of 3 cycles, so a total of 15 years. So we're in our final cycle of funding right now, and we're very much focused on our legacy in creating a large data legacy that will be available for research well into the future. And this includes things like a data bank for x-rays, for genome sequencing for all of the 1,000 participants in our longitudinal study, and other things. Some of the more relevant and pertinent things include looking at pain anxiety in individuals with OI and using interventional treatment to try to address pain anxiety in OI, looking at various craniofacial and bone disorders in OI. So there are lots of things we're really trying to wrap up in our final 5 years of funding, to be sure that there's a real legacy of research data from the Brittle Bone Disease Consortium studies.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's really important because a lot of people don't understand, even folks that are in the community, how much data there is to be collected, right? And, what do we do with that data and how does it get translated to the researchers that are starting to get involved with OI and in the actual clinical practice of helping the OI community. So I think what you're talking about is really the specifics, the data, the information
Yes.
that is being gathered on a clinical and research kind of level, kind of gathering that all together. So you're creating database, you're creating research materials for the future.
No, absolutely. So we have 1,000 individuals enrolled in our natural history study. Of those 1,000 individuals, we have 12 million data points. And that includes things like many hundreds of spine x-rays, 6-minute, 30-second walk tests, just
Yeah.
an enormous amount of data that can be used to understand OI, plan clinical trials with OI, and improve treatment and care for individuals with OI.
Yeah, it's so great because a lot of those data points we don't even think about. You know, as OI community members, we don't understand how important some of those data points can be for research and for the clinicians, doctors such as yourself, that can use that data to then help us improve our quality of life. So I think it's really important. Everybody that's watching, if you have OI, you know, and you're not signed up on the registry, if you haven't been part of a clinical trial or a research survey, like get out there and be a part of it because, you know, they need the data from us. They need to know, you know, specifically from us and from our perspective and clinically, you know, they got to get in here and find out some things so that we can help not only ourselves right now, the community, but also future generations of OIers. So thank you so much, Dr. Sutton, for that information. It can go pretty deep. You know, it can get pretty deep as far as the medical terminology and stuff that, you know, I've heard you speak. Sometimes it goes right over my head. But you did a great job tonight with explaining it for everybody that's watching. And I really appreciate you being here tonight with us.
My pleasure, Tony, and thank you for doing this for everybody.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much. And I'm sure I'm going to see you at conference this summer, right?
I'll be there.
All right, we're going to see you at conference. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Oh, Dr. Sutton, he's so cool. He has a farm and he has goats. And I believe he's got goats that are like the type that fall asleep or they pass out. If I would have more time, I would just have a full conversation with him about that. Maybe I'm going to get him on another stream in the future. We're just going to talk about his goat farm. But all right, we're going to jump into, let's see. We did all of our quick hits. That's it, y'all. We're coming up near the end of the program. So I want to make sure everybody that's watching, if you have not donated yet, I want you to head over and donate right now. As you can see, a lot of people have been donating tonight. We're already up to $365 during this, just the kickoff. This is just the kickoff. You can donate all week. So if you're watching the replay right now, just understand you can go to that QR code and you can donate all week long to the OI Awareness Week 2026 campaign for the OIF. Every dollar goes to all of the awesome stuff that you've been learning about tonight. So make sure you donate because this is what it's all about. It's about getting money so that we can continue to support the programs that are available for the OIF community, so the OI community through the OIF. All right, we're going to jump into our next guest. Let's see who we got coming up. We've got some community members coming up really quick. So we're going to bring in Jamie. Let's bring in Jamie right now. Let's see if she's there. There she is. Hey, Jamie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jamie. She is a community member. Now, Jamie, tell us, what type of OI do you have?
So I have type 4.
Type 4, okay. And, you know, as being a part of the community, what does OI Awareness Week mean to you, and why does it matter?
It just means a lot to me seeing people being educated on such a rare disease, and it makes me, especially now feeling seen as a young adult, growing up, I didn't know anyone else with OI until I hit late middle school.
Yeah. That's like a lot of OIers go through that, where it's, you know, since it is so rare, it's very few that actually, you know, as kids meet other OIers, which is great. Another great thing about the OIF, because they do hold events where kids get together, right? The conferences and whatnot. We do virtual things as well where people can meet. So you're absolutely right. It's so great to just be around people that get it, right?
Yeah, it makes sharing just the good, the bad, and the ugly with brittle bones, because your average individual is not going to understand. But if you know someone else with OI, even if it's a different type, different severity, they can at least sit there and be like, yeah, now there are times it sucks. But the community is so positive, and it's nice to be a part of something so strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, tell me just, what has the OIF, if you've been involved with the OIF or just the OI community in general, what has it meant for you in your life? Like just beyond the communication, like how involved are you with the community?
I would say I tend to be on the more back end, but I always read all everyone's different stories, especially like newer mothers who have a child with OI, and I could just share like my experience growing up of it's going to be rough, but your kid is going to be they're going to grow up and be all okay.
Yeah, they're going to get through it, right? I think that's a great thing as adult OIers who have gone through a lot of that stuff to be able to get into the community, share with parents who have young kids, even with kids directly. Like I talk with a lot of young adults, and, I'm going to be 55 this year, and I can share all my stories through my 30s, 40s, and 50s with folks in their 20s. So they can know, hey, this is kind of how things may happen. Here's a perspective on it, but just know that things are going to be okay. So I agree with you. It's really important. It's great to be able to share our stories with everybody.
I feel it eases the anxiety of what does the future look like, and
Yeah,
thankfully medicine has come such a long way, even from when I was 5 years old.
that's
It's
right.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, things are progressing pretty quickly and exponentially. So it is great, especially with social media, and be able to connect with everybody, especially around the world, even with all different ages, severities, like you were saying. So it's just such a great thing. And I'm so happy that you were able to join us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Now,
Just being able to share.
yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. I wanted to get some, community members to just jump in here and kind of share what OI Awareness Week meant. And I appreciate your perspective on it. Now, are you going to be meeting us out at the national conference this year?
I'm hoping to.
Okay. Well, we hope to see you there too. So do what you can to make it out there. Where are you in the world?
I am in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Okay. I know some folks out in Pittsburgh, actually. So I know a friend, an OIer who lives out in Pittsburgh. So yeah, well, hopefully you can make it down to Florida. The conference is going to be in Orlando. So hopefully we'll see you there. And thank you so much for being here tonight with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night. We'll see you soon. How cool. How cool to just hear from community members, man. I love it. I've spent so much time with the community, and just gathered people, and it's just so great to hear all the different stories. We're all individuals with OI, and we have our own personal story, but as soon as you connect with someone who also has OI, and their story can be completely different. We live all different types of lives, and but we do have that one thread that is the through line, and that is the OI, and that connects us in a special way. So it's been so great to meet so many community members. And speaking of which, we're going to jump into bringing another community member in. Now, I've known this guy for a little while. We're going to bring him in right now. This is Gary Patty. Oh, where's Gary at? Come on. There he is. Hey, Gary, how are you? Can you hear me okay?
Hey, Tony, I'm great, man. How are you, my brother?
Awesome, awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gary Patty. A lot of the community who may be watching right now, they know who you are. But kind of fill us in on who Gary Patty is. Just briefly, let us know what type of OI you have, And tell us why OI Awareness Week is so important.
All right, I have type 4. And you know what, Tony? It's crazy that this is the first time we've actually kind of met eyeball to eyeball.
I know.
I've been in the fitness industry for 43 years. You're a certified personal trainer. We both have a passion for fitness. So I was in the business for over 40 years. And also, I've done a lot of speaking. And the title of your book, Disable Your Disability, is kind of really my philosophy. I have a book called Unbreakable Hope, and but the issue is, how do you make your liability, your disability, which seems to be a liability, how do you make that an asset?
That's
And
right.
that's what I've tried to do. And thank God I've been able to do that. And I've been able to impact a lot of people's lives. The OI community, to me, I remember when I was in my 20s and Ro Casper hooked up with my mom. And it was like there was somebody that we could go to. There was somebody that understood our plight. Because you, especially back then, you felt like no one in the world knows what this is. And even today, it is still so unknown and rare. And it's not I like to say it's not a static disability. Many disabilities are static. This is the way you're going to be for the rest of your life. With our situation, it can change anytime. You can break a bone anytime. You can be in a body cast for 5 months and one day be active and doing life, and the next day you're in the hospital. So how do you deal with that? And I love the awareness. The more people that can understand what this is and the severity, and as well as the emotional the emotional impact. And so you've done a great job, Tony. I applaud what you're doing, and I'm so glad to finally hook up with you and help you with this.
Yeah, this is so great. You're absolutely right. It is funny that it's the first time. I know we've communicated through Facebook a couple times, but I'm so glad to be able to bring you on and have you be part of this event, because I think, again, it's important to see all the different community members that we do have. It's great to hear from the staff. It's great to hear from the medical professionals, but hearing our voice, personally, is so important. And like you said, I know I think I reached out to you about some fitness stuff early on. Um,
Right.
but and I think we do need to hook up and still talk about some stuff
We,
and
we,
put.
we definitely do. And you know what? You mentioned the medical stuff. I have I have kind of taken for granted that when I go to a doctor, recently I relocated to a different part of the country. And when you start getting new doctors, you know more than they do about OI.
Yep,
And you have to be very proactive, and you have to basically be your own advocate and your own general contractor in
that's right.
terms of controlling your medical situation.
That's right, and that's a big point of that's a big point to bring up right now. I don't think we've even really talked about that tonight. Is the importance of being your own advocate and understanding, because again, we have our own personal views and perspectives on OI, but the more we get connected with the community, more connected with the medical information that's even coming through the OIF and the data, that arms us with what we need when we go in to meet new doctors, when we're meeting new physicians.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
can give them all the
I,
information, not only our perspective, but hey, here's medical information as well to
right.
support what we're talking about.
Right. And I've learned so much from being around other OIers that I didn't know before.
That's
I've
right.
learned actually more from other OIers than I have from doctors, believe it or not, over the
Yeah,
last 2 or 3 decades. And one of the things that I teach when I do my coaching and my speaking is it is so vital the people that we surround ourselves with. And that's what another thing that's great about the OI community. You're surrounding yourself with people that understand what you go through, what you live with every day. So surrounding yourself with the right people, and the people that are not naysayers, the people that are not telling you, don't do this, don't do that. No, when I started going to the OI community, I saw people that could achieve things that were amazing. So I thought, hey, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it.
yeah, absolutely. Now tell us a little bit about your book, and tell us about how some folks can get a hold of that.
Well, you can go to my website, which is called unbreakablehope.com. And that's the book that I co-authored with Dick Vitale. I think you know that name, Dickie V.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
very famous and ESPN sportscaster. So he picked a dozen or a dozen and a half people that had kind of impressive stories. Now, it's funny, we don't think of our story as impressive, but
Yeah.
people that don't know, I think, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that many broken bones? So he picked a number of individuals that have impressive stories. I was one of them, thank God. And so I'm in the book, and that book is called Never Give Up. But I'm
Awesome.
also doing my own book right now, which hopefully will be done in about 3 months. And that book is called Unbreakable Hope. But my chapter in the Dickie V book is also Unbreakable Hope. I have a section in that book as well.
That's
And I'm just trying to
fantastic.
get out there and inspire a lot of people. You know, I used to be good friends with Sean Stevenson, and I
Mm-hmm.
loved what he did. And I've been doing this for the last 15 or 20 years in the OI community, and even in not the in the non OI community. So many people are discouraged, and they can become hopeless. So how do we deal with that? And I know you're doing an awesome job with that, and that's what I'm trying to do as well. Encourage people to not give up, to keep going, regardless of their circumstances.
That's right. That's right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you what you're doing. I appreciate the compliments because I feel exactly the same. It's all about encouraging that positive mindset, understanding that we can get through it. We are resilient, teaching the resilience, teaching about how to tap
Absolutely.
into that.
Hey, I remember many years ago, I was honored to be the keynote speaker at an OIF conference. And I remember that talk was called How Makes You a Superhero.
Yep.
And we
Yep.
are. We're super. We got this gene in us, Tony,
Yeah.
that make us not just not just unbreakable, but it makes us a superhero. And we have something that we can give to the world.
Yep.
So you know
Absolutely.
what? Whatever I can do to help the OI Foundation, I am honored to do that.
Well, we appreciate you so much. We definitely aren't ordinary. We are extraordinary. That's extraordinary. And that's what we got to remember every time, every single day. I appreciate you being here, Gary. Thank you so much for being part of the live stream. And man, I can't wait to see. Are you going to be at conference this year out in
I am
Orlando?
going to do my best, depending on my schedule. It's in my state, so I should be there. So, God willing, I will be there.
All right. Well, we hope to see you there. Have a great night.
All right, Tony. Thanks so much. God bless you, my friend.
All right. God bless you. Take care. All right. Give it up for Gary. Come on. Clap it up. Oh man, how exciting, how exciting. We're almost wrapping up the show, everybody. So I want to make sure you get in on the giveaway. First of all you got to do is donate to get your name into the giveaway. And it's going to be great because not only are you just donating to the OIF, the funds are all going to the OIF, but I'm giving away a signed copy of each of my books, To Save Your Disability and Advice to Be Unbreakable. You're going to get access 30 days to the Energy Elevator Access Pass. You can come work out with me and all of my friends. We get like 15 or 20 of us in a Zoom room, so you can join from anywhere, and we work out every single week. You're going to get access to the live and on-demand classes, and also you're going to get into a 60-minute one-on-one virtual personal coaching session with me. So if you are looking to get healthier, right, regardless of what you've got going on with your physical ability, you're going to want to get into a coaching call with me because we're going to talk through it and we're going to get you moving in a safe and powerful way. All right, we're going to bring in our final guest of the evening. Let's see if she is here. She is here. And let's do this and let's do this. There she is. Hey, Michelle, how are you?
I'm great, Tony. Good to see you.
It's so good to see you, everybody. This is Dr. Michelle Finan. Thank you so much for being here and for being our final guest on the show. Now, let's see. Oh, let me make sure I've got you. Oh, I think I lost you. Uh-oh. I think we lost Michelle. I think she's going to log back on, though. Let's give her a second to call back in. Here she is. Hold on. We're going to get her back in. There she is. Okay, can you hear me?
Mic check, 1, 2.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Who is this? All right, she is here, Dr. Michelle Finan. Thank you so much for being our final guest tonight on the show. Now it's great because you kind of cover the gamut of what is happening right now. You are not only an OIer yourself, but
Yep.
you are a board member of the OIF, and you're also a parent, I believe. To now tell and remind us, is it one child, two children? Tell us the
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, both of my girls, Addison and Avery, have OI as well. So I was the first in my family to be born with OI, but now we've got them in the mix as well. And they're now all a part of this OI family too, which I loved seeing so many family members on this call tonight. You did a fantastic recruiting job.
Thank you, thank you. It was a team effort. We got a lot of great people on the show, and I appreciate you being here. Now,
Absolutely.
tell me, like, what does OI Awareness Week mean to you, and why do you feel it matters?
Oh man. OI Awareness Week for me is it's really about community and relationships. So many people shared tonight how they're able to really go into a room at these OI conferences and feel the same as people that are there too. And when I grew up going to these OI conferences, and it was really something that shaped me. It shaped me into, I would say, being a clinician, because as we're young and going to these conferences, sitting there listening to these researchers speak, and the doctors that, even showed up tonight speak, it really it changed the way I viewed my purpose in the world. And then I would say that once my girls were born, it really lit a fire underneath me to be sure to have awareness and advocacy to be a major part of my life. And I just think it's so important, especially in rare disease.
Absolutely. And I think, just getting the word out, it's so funny because like we were saying, I think it was with Patsy earlier, where like even our family members don't understand sometimes what's going on. And so being able to have this OI Awareness Week and really diving into more of what is involved, because a lot of people just think it's the brittle bones. But as soon as you start to get into more of the facts and understand it, I think it's just good too, because then people can understand where we're coming from. When we may, have some trepidation around stairs, where we may feel a certain way about being around crowds, right? Other people around us, they may not understand, like, what's the problem? But as soon as they start to learn more about what OI is, then they just really understand a lot more about how to just deal with us as individuals, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's one of my major things that I advocate for, whether I'm speaking about mental health to other OI clinicians, because I'm a licensed mental health counselor. Um, I'm really advocating for mental health to be something that we are researching in the OI community. So I loved seeing people talking about mental health in the chat. I saw another therapist in the chat. I hope that we can link up as well. But it's more than bones. It's soft tissue, it's connective tissue throughout the body. And it's important for researchers to know that so that they can get the proper treatments being developed.
That's right. That's right. And you can see, like, even through tonight's broadcast, we've had so many different components of the community, where it's not only the staff members of the OIF, but these medical professionals, community members. We all play a part. Each of us is a piece of the puzzle, right? And really, to solve that puzzle, we need all of us to be in it and communicating with each other.
Absolutely. And on that note, I really want to thank you for the amount of community and networking and communication that you do on such a regular basis to really, I think, give a voice to a lot of people who may not be heard, whether it's because they're not able to make it to the conference, or maybe they're just new to the area. I think you are definitely a connector, and I love that about you. We love having you on the board, and I just think that you're the perfect person to be doing this kickoff.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the compliments. I mean, it's my pleasure. I mean, that's what I've just always been, that kind of person. So being able to, translate that skill set into the OI community has been a pleasure of mine for this last, I don't know, 15 years now that I've been a part of the community. Really connected. So I appreciate the compliment, and
For sure.
I really want to just ask you, being a parent. So you have OI, and you're also a parent. So can you just talk a little bit about what that meant for you, and how did you kind of navigate that? Because there were things when you were growing up, I'm sure, that you were dealing with, and then how did you translate that to your kids then, that have OI? Like, what were a couple of those? Can you briefly tell us about a couple of those situations?
Yeah, ooh, absolutely. It's a wild ride for anyone in the chat who may also be on this wild ride with me. Let me know. It's really interesting. Like I said, I'm a mental health counselor, so I feel a lot of tools that I can pull from as I'm going through this parenting experience, but nothing really can prepare you when you see your kid hurt and there's this feeling of, oh man, like this is a broken bone and this is because of OI. And I had to really unpack that. I frequently unpack that still. But you know, there's medical trauma experienced by us. There's anxiety over things like stairs, like you said, like puddles, rain, those
Right.
things,
Slippery floors. Yep. Slippery
there
floors.
is. And PTSD with
Yeah.
medical trauma is a very real thing, but so is post-traumatic resilience. And I think that is very evident in our community as well. And I see that in my kids. And to be honest, they have healed me in so many ways when it comes to the way that I have viewed OI as a part of my life, in that, I was afraid that they would just hate me for this whole experience, and they have completely done the opposite.
Right.
Whew, those
Right.
two were
Yep.
really good. And so I would just say that going to the conferences too, I
Mm-hmm.
saw other people with OI who had families and who were doing amazing things, like some panelists before me shared. And I
Yeah.
think that it's just wonderful to be a part of a community that can show you what's possible for you when you might not have a model in your everyday life.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is important for parents to know, like, if you have OI and you're a parent, you have your experience, but you have to understand that their experience with OI is going to be different.
For
So
sure.
you can't just automatically assume anything. You can't automatically just say, well, this is how it's going to be, even though you've lived with the OI. Because again, we're all individuals. And so there's going to be differences. So you got to be flexible, right? We're all adaptable, right? So we can adapt to the situation. And if you're a parent with OI, with a child with OI, you have to be even more adaptable. But it's great that you like shared that you can actually learn from your kids. And I've actually done that too. Like, I'm not going to say older. I'm just, more wise in my years right now. But, I've
Yeah.
connected with a lot of younger OIers, and they've taught me stuff, and I've realized, oh yeah, they're experiencing it different than I am. And as a coach, been the same thing where I'm like, oh yeah, it's been great to see other people dealing with OI in different ways and being inspired and like encouraged. I get encouraged. I'm the
Yeah.
encourager, but I get encouraged too and inspired by folks who can show me, well, there's a different way to do it, and you
Oh,
can,
yeah.
yeah, and you can get through
Uh,
anything really.
Absolutely. And I think too, you and I grew up around the same time, and just to see the advances in medicine from when we were growing up with OI versus how my kids and other children with OI are growing up, it really speaks to why awareness and advocacy is just so important, so that the medical community, so that researchers know what it is that we're looking for when it comes to treatment for OI and how to improve our quality of life. And we need to
Yeah.
be able to ensure that we all have a voice in that. And I would say, you know, a lot of people talked about the scientific meeting that I absolutely love. And it was really great to see just how many people with OI were in attendance this year. And I hope that it continues to be a theme for us.
Yeah, absolutely. The connection between the medical professionals and the community is continuing to grow. The OIF is a big part of that. So it's great that that is happening. Because like you said, I've seen just over the span of time, it's happening so quickly. It's exponential as far as the information that's being shared, thanks to social media, thanks to being able to live stream like this and get the word out. You know, it's just so great to share, have this a full week of awareness, right? I mean, let's share it every single day, and let's talk about this every single day so more and more people know about it. I appreciate you being here tonight with us. It's so great.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Tony.
Thank you so much. Now, I'm definitely going to see you at conference, right?
You know you will.
That's right. I think we might be sitting on a panel or two together.
We might be on a few of them. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Per usual.
Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see you again out at the conference or whenever I see you next. But everybody give it up for Michelle right now. Come on. Let's go. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you soon. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Oh man. This has been such a great night. Thank you so much for everybody that's been here. Guess what? We're going to do our drawing right now. We've had a lot of great donations come through. Let's take a look. Oh, I'm not even on the right screen. Let's make sure I get on the right screen. Where are we at? Here we go. Boom. Okay. So we've got $365 raised tonight. That is so awesome. That is so amazing. That is so great. I love it. I love to see it. And we've had a lot of donations come through, so we're going to do our drawing right now. First, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go here, and then we're going to go back to here. I'm running the show, y'all. It's all happening. Let's go. We're going to go to our drawing right now, and we've got some great names. We have a lot of people that donated tonight, and one winner, one person, we're going to be... one person is going to win the giveaway, and let me just remind you of what that is. It's a signed copy, one signed copy of each of my books, access to the Energy Elevator Access Pass for a full month, and then you're going to get a virtual one-on-one session with me. I'm so excited to be able to meet with you and talk about some of these health goals that you've got so we can make them happen. Okay, we're going to do our drawing right now. Let's see. I'm going to do this. We're going to go to the drawing. Now remember, everybody that donated is in the drawing, but remember, you can continue to donate all week long, okay? So, you know, if you're watching the replay, you can still go donate. If it's still OI Awareness Week, you'll still be able to donate. And you can always donate no matter what at OIF.org. But make sure during OI Awareness Week, you can donate with the link that is down in the show description or in the replay of the chat as well. So that's for anybody that's watching the replay right now. All right, let's do this drawing. You guys ready? I'm going to spin this wheel, and we're going to see who's going to win the prize. Here we go. Here we go. Who's it going to be? Hey! Congratulations to Samantha. Let's give it up for Samantha. All right. Now, look, Samantha, if you are still watching, first of all, I want to see who's still watching. Throw a 1 in the comments on YouTube right now, so I know you're still watching right now. I want to see those ones show up in the chat. And Samantha, if you are watching, definitely contact, let's see. Gosh, we didn't really discuss this, but let's make sure. Contact the OIF. You can email bonelink@oif.org. That's going to go to Kenna, and she is going to get you connected with me so that we can get you your Unbreakable Empowerment Package. Sound good, Kenna? I see Kenna in the back. Are you cool with that? Got a thumbs up? Okay, let's do it. So congratulations to Samantha for winning the drawing. Man, it has been a great night. Look, we had planned for an hour, and we're going nearly 2 hours. I knew it was going to be a little bit longer. I knew we were going to have some great guests, some great information coming out for OI Awareness Week. It's been great to have everybody here. Again, my name is Tony Jacobson. It's been my honor to kind of, be the host tonight. Just be the host, be the connector, being able to bring everybody together has been so important. It's so important for me to connect the community. So before we wrap up, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of our guests for sharing your time, your knowledge, your stories. And thank you to everyone who joined us tonight and showed up for the OI community. This is what OI Awareness Week is all about. It's about connection. It's about understanding and continuing to move things forward together. So if you'd like to support the work being done by the OIF, you can still donate, like we said, using the link in the description, even if you're watching the replay. And remember, every little bit helps to make a difference. So it doesn't matter the size of your donation, just go and donate, okay? And as we continue through Awareness Week, let's keep the conversations going. Share what you've learned, right? Share what you've learned through tonight's show and through social media. You're going to see a lot of different posts coming out, and help spread awareness in your own way. So thanks again for being here. I appreciate y'all. And I can't wait to see you in the next live that we do. All right. We'll see you next time. Peace. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Everybody that got into the comments on YouTube, thank you so much. Thank you, Shirley, Mary, Rich, Melita, Beth, Bethany, Ed. So great to see y'all. Thank you, Trudy. Trudy, you're awesome. All right, y'all, we'll see you next time. Get out there, spread the awareness. Let's go.